Welcome, everybody. How's it going today? Of course, I'm Daniel Simon, Baton Rouge Community College. I want to welcome you to my, of course, session here on, we're, of course, reviewing the syllabus for History 1113. So I want to welcome everybody to the class right now. Anybody else want to come in? Of course, you can right now. I am streaming my streaming this class on my YouTube channel right now. And if anybody's on YouTube, you can send me messages if you want, which you'll put up on the screen. Now, of course, today we're mostly going to be talking about, the class syllabus today, use of Canvas, and all that. And you probably have already seen some announcements I've already put up already. I've got, I think, 4 of them I've got right now that are in announcements you can take a look at. Of course, I've got one on the screen already that I've got, which is Welcome to History 1113. So anyway, a little bit about me, though, before we get into reviewing over the syllabus and all. I'm Daniel Simon, and I'm one of the full-time BRCC faculty that teaches history. I mostly teach world history. I've been teaching here, I think this is my 16th year at BRCC. And of course, this online teaching thing is kind of new to me. So I'm kind of experimenting this semester. I do have a YouTube channel, you've kind of seen already. I don't know if it has a great name, but that's kind of what I decided to call it. And so I'm using my YouTube channel and trying to link that with my class today. And looks like we had another student here that wants to come in. Now, of course, let me go ahead and just go over some things right now we've got so far with the Canvas. If you see right there, of course, the Welcome to History 1113, you can see I've got some information about the syllabus in there. The syllabus can be found in different locations. It's found here, you see in this message right here, but if you go down to where it says syllabus in Canvas, you can see it's also there as well. And I will go through the syllabus, a little later as I go through all these different announcements I've got. It does talk about different documents you can find. So some of you have already seen some assignments that I've got posted already. You should have some kind of assignment that you have to do with a book report. So, be thinking about what your book is going to be for the semester. Can't blow myself up a little bit if you want to see me right here, but probably better this way so you can see the announcement. But you got that. Then you got the key terms assignment. We also got posted in assignments as well. Check that out. Also, there's a pre-test you also take as well. I think I may have sent some emails out about that and announcements, but the pre-test needs to be taken by, I believe, Friday, August the 21st. So that's going to count as part of the attendance for the week. Don't take attendance for, being on here or YouTube or whatever, watching the lectures or whatever. But usually every week there's going to be some kind of an assignment that'll be for attendance. Now, you'll also notice down here, if you look where it says the list of sources for book report and review, check that out. That's in modules as well. And you can see that there in modules. And then if you decide what your book is going to be for the semester, you can go ahead and email me at least in the first 2 or 3 weeks to decide, what book you want to do for your project. I've already had some students sign up for it. If there's a specific book you want, you need to sign up as soon as possible because I think there's a limit of 3 students per book. I know the mythology book is kind of popular for some reason, but do sign up for that. Make sure you look at the book list. Make sure it's a book from the book list, of course, that I've got right there in their modules. You will notice there's this thing here where it says the Oral History Guidelines for BRCC War Veterans Oral History Project. Yeah, do check that out. The Oral History Project is an extra credit voluntary project for the semester. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. Email me if you want to be added to the list for that. It's worth a lot of points. 200 bonus points, is good chunk of points. Could help your grade a lot in the class. So think about that. If you know a veteran who's fought in like some kind of conflict or some type, do let me know about that, and you can sign up for it. And I think for the Veterans Oral History Project, it can be anything from World War II to the present. So up to, Afghanistan, Iraq wars and things like that. So it'd be pretty much any conflict they were involved in modern times right now. Of course, you notice I've got a YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out as well. On YouTube, you can send me messages. So if you're on YouTube, you want to send me a message, say hi or something like that, you can do it. It'll come up on the screen. Or if you got a question about something and comment about something, let me know. I'll talk about it later, but I do give bonus points for comments and questions about my YouTube, lectures and so on that I'll have on, during the week. So I think I give up to 2-3 bonus points per session. And you'll notice it in like the grade book, you'll see it listed, like the amount of points for that, which I'll try to show you later on that. And I did make a short little video announcement. I don't know if you saw that or not, but that was kind of on the bottom right there, but it was in modules that I had. Now, there are some other announcements I've got up as well. Like if you go to, of course, I've got the class review day I've got here. You can see there were two of these we had, of course. I've got one now, and there's one at 1 if you want to. Well, if you already see it at 10, you don't have to see it at 1. So don't come for the second one. I guess if anybody else wants to show up for the 1 o'clock broadcast, I'll do that time as well. I'm trying to see how many students we're going to have per session. It's going to probably vary 5 to 10 range usually, but it's like Tyra Sullivan looks like that little message on there for me. Yeah, well, of course, you can view the YouTube sessions, anytime after. So after I broadcast them, you don't have to be live on here because you can go back and forth and start and stop it if you want to. So anyway, other announcements I've got too. If you go to, look and see, I had 2 more announcements, of course, about using StreamYard. I don't know if you saw that or not. It is kind of similar to like Zoom or Google Meet. There's a limited amount of students I can have at one time. I think it's like 10 a stream, but you can be on there and also on YouTube, and we can swap them out if we want to also as well. There are instructions for it, which of course are right here. And there was one more announcement I had too, I think, was about the pre-test. That's worth bonus points, as you can see right there. And I think, like I said, there's a due date, Friday, August 21st. So try to get that finished by then. I am taking attendance for that session, for doing that, assignment for that. So I guess I can also take attendance for week 1 for that contract policy page. You'll probably have seen that email about that as well, but make sure you also email me your contract policy page, or you can email me. I think I said also you can email me and just say you'll consent to it, basically. All right, so that's that with that. Let me also take a tour real quick of Canvas. I'm in like 1113 EO7, which is, I've got 3 of these classes, so I'm not sure which one you're in, but I'm kind of doing all of them combined together, but you do have some assignments you see posted already. So you got the vocab assignment up already posted, which is right here. And so I think there's a due date on that one. It's like it's due in September, September 14th. These can be either emailed to me or you can also, the other thing you can do, of course, is you can, they have a thing called a speed grader. I don't know if you see that on the right here, but you can put it in there. If you know how to put your assignments in there, you can do it that way, which is a lot easier for me. I am going to talk about the textbook in a little bit. Somebody's asked me about the textbook in a private chat, but I'll ask about that. I'll talk about it a little later because I haven't got to the syllabus yet. So what else I wanted to show you in announcements real quick. Not announcements, assignments that are here. The book report, I just mentioned that. There's a due date on that one too, November 10th, as you can see. I've also added some other stuff in here. On the assignment, you do see that they have the book report assignment right here. They do also have the list of sources. There's also a writing rubric you can see, which is right here. So I've kind of added all that in there for you to look at. Book reports will be emailed to me. So they have a speed grader, but I prefer them emailed to me for that assignment. You'll notice other things in here too. Of course, the pretest is in here, but also you can find it in quizzes also as well. So you'll find it in both locations for that. And I did put bonus stuff in here. You probably should see that. But YouTube bonus points for basic comments about, my lectures, not for today, but for lectures later this week. Like the one coming up on Wednesday will probably be like on prehistory that we'll have. For historical questions, some kind of question you have about the lectures, maybe try to stump me with a question about something if you want to try to do that. That's worth more points, +3. Then I did put in the Veterans Oral History Project, the points in there for that, but you have to go to modules to look for the actual assignment that's in there, but I just put the points in there for what it's worth. So I hope some students are interested in that project. I think last semester we didn't have too many do it because of the virus issue we had, coronavirus. So hoping that some more students might try to attempt it this semester. It is a really good project to do. And you learn a lot about history, especially with veterans that fought in conflicts. And it's also worth a lot of points. They could help you grade a lot for the semester. So I'm going to talk more about that later, that particular assignment. So anyway, let me also, I guess the next thing we need to do, let me just quickly go through other things in here too. Yeah, there's a section called files in here real quick. You'll see that in Canvas. Some of you probably have seen this before, but that's just like where all the files and subjects, like assignments and other materials for the class are in there that you can look at if you want to go directly and try to find it. So that's all what that is. The syllabus is right here at the top where it says syllabus 2 as well. It also gives you like assignments, like in due dates, like a calendar system and all that right here. Quizzes, just showed you that. So if we have a quiz during the semester, probably have one almost every week or every other week for sure. Like this one, the pretest this week, but that's where you'll find them more in assignments. Modules also as well. Modules, there's a bunch of stuff in here as well. Can kind of give you like a calendar of events that we're doing, like in week 1. Like week 1, we're pretty much reviewing the syllabus and prehistory. It's pretty much all we're doing. It's kind of a short week this week, I know. Prehistory doesn't take that long. in the first week, but I'm planning on Wednesday to lecture on prehistory. We'll also talk about the background of history as well. So 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, optional which one you want to meet at. But I'll probably have 2 times for this week at least. Probably, I guess since I got 3 classes, I probably will end up doing 2 terms or 2 times for it. You'll notice there's a kind of a week 1 lecture schedule right here, for at least for this week. And then they have the PowerPoint lectures. You'll see these in here as well, which I will be using these during the semester. I think that's about it. The tour, I guess, of the whole thing of what I've got in Canvas right now. There will be other stuff, of course, coming up later that I am going to have during the semester. And the next thing, of course, I will be doing is I will be talking about the syllabus. That's, of course, so I'll go ahead and do that next and talk about that. Let me go ahead and pull that up, and let me try to share that with you. Let me get that in there for me. Hold on a second here. Open the syllabus up for y'all. So anyway, so there's the syllabus, which is right here. I have some other comments that are coming up about the Veterans Project. Yes, I just said that. I'm going to talk about it a little later, but you, of course, just email me if you're interested in the Veterans Project, of course. It's like Ia says, Ia? I guess Ia trouble. Good morning. How's it going? Also, we got a message from Dallas, looks like it. I think you have to go through Google, your Google account, to change your name on YouTube. That's how you do it. So it's like the same person. So anyway, I'm going to talk about the syllabus, of course. And yeah, you'll see here in the top of the syllabus, History 1113, it does give you contact information. Of course, I'm not going to be on campus. I think some students have asked me about that. I think at first I had it on there, but we're not going to be allowed to be on campus, I guess, at least at this time, because we're still in phase 2, the coronavirus pandemic. So everything's going to be online, virtual. Like I have office hours posted during the week, 9 to 10, Monday through Thursday, and then I've got 11:30 to 1 p.m. So before and after class, when I stream this, I'm going to be I'll be at home, of course, but when we can meet like via Zoom, or you can even do StreamYard if you want. StreamYard, I can put you up there face to face, and we can talk about stuff. Also, I can even, I think with StreamYard, I can even like Zoom, I can put your paper on the screen. If you want to review like your paper for your book report or something like that, we can go over it. I can record it for you, and you can look at it later if you want to do that. Of course, I've got cell numbers. I've got like my main cell number is 225 area code 937-9242. And I've got an email address. You can see simond@mybrcc.edu. So that's my contact information for the whole semester. Now, course description of the class. Of course, it says in the syllabus. Yeah, it is a survey class, so it's mostly lecture-based predominantly. I'll try to have like videos and different stuff during the semester if we can, off and on. Some of them short, some of them longer. I usually give like video assignments during the semester that y'all can do on documentaries and things like that. A lot of stuff y'all are doing out of class, like the different assignments and so on as well. Yeah, it does talk about learning outcomes. You can see there. There's, of course, 3 things you, of course, should be able to do, of course, when you complete the class: demonstrate knowledge about historical events, locate or retrieve historical data, comprehend, primary, secondary type, documents, and so on. So that's the kind of stuff, that you can, do during the semester, um, in my class. So what else we got? We go down. I think there's also, information about the textbook as well. That's there. And the textbook is not mandatory for the semester. You've probably seen that already. And book they are using for the class is called History of World Societies. It's like the 11th edition um, that they're using. There's two different versions. I think students have asked me about this before, about the book and so on. But there's a combined edition. I don't know if you've seen that or not. Then there's like a volume 1 for this class. If you're just taking 1113 and you're not going to take the 1123 class, I would just get volume 1. And then if you are taking both, you might want to get the combined edition. So that's something you might want to think about. But it's not mandatory. A lot of students get the book for the vocab assignments. I've got 4 of those during the semester. And then some students also use it as a reference. So it's up to you whether you want to use it. I'll show you later. Well, if you look at the vocab assignments I've got, like the key terms assignments, you can, of course, use like dictionaries and encyclopedias for that source. So that's something you can do. Now, I've got other grades that you can see. And you can see that there's going to be 3 exams during the semester. So you've got first exam, second exam, final exam that you've got. And a lot of them are going to be like glorified quizzes because it's online, as you know. You are going to get multiple attempts on the exams. I think I probably give you at least 2 attempts on the exams. They'll be timed. I'm not sure if I'm using Proctorio or not. It's been debate about the proctoring service, whether it's working or not. Pretty much it's going to be like open notes, I think, for that. So you can pretty much do same thing. The quizzes are pretty much open notes. You'll get multiple attempts on those. Usually quizzes vary on the questions, but could be 10, 15 questions or more on the actual Canvas quiz that I have online as well. So those are like the main grades I've got besides the vocab assignments. I'll have also video assignments, like I said, during the semester that we'll have. I think those are worth usually 50 points, and I think the Canvas quizzes on lectures are worth 100 points, is what it usually is. Let's see. Don't give a midterm, of course, during the semester. Usually I have a makeup week during that time. I don't know if some I started doing last year, I think it was. But usually during the midterm, I'll allow students to make up assignments that they missed. So just, if you miss something, I would kind of give you at least a chance on that. I don't do it for the other half of the semester. So just to kind of help you up to midterm and keep you in the class and all that. I think it kind of worked last semester. I did that. I know in the spring it seemed to kind of help. So now you'll notice there's a student exemption. You'll notice that for the final exam. So any student that has a 96% or higher grade going into the final is exempt, from the final. So Savannah's asking me if the quiz and tests are timed. I just said that. Yeah, there will be time for sure with multiple attempts. So anyway, yeah, there is an exemption before the final. So usually at the end of the semester, I'll kind of go through and see what kind of grade students have. But that of course pertains to the fact that you have turned in all your assignments for the semester. So if you're missing an assignment, you can't be exempt unless you turn everything in. So you don't have to take the final exam. You'll notice other assignments too have got to on that second page, but you see the book reports there. That's more on page 4. You can also find the information on the book report in modules as well. So I'm just kind of going through the different points we have during the semester and grades. Also, there is attendance participation points, which most of that will be based off of assignments, I guess bonus stuff, bonus points during the semester. Like I can't do attendance from like you being on here, like when I give a lecture or whatever, when I stream it, because this is not a synchronous class. So it's asynchronous. We weren't scheduled this. I just kind of created my own times or whatever that we'll meet, and then I'll stream it. But so that's basically make sure do your assignments every week, or you'll be counted out as being absent. You see on the bottom there, of course, they have the Veterans Project. You can see that right there. That's, of course, in the syllabus, but if you go to modules, of course, it is mentioned as well. And, of course, the assignment itself is in modules, the information for it. It's for extra credit only. It's, of course, totally voluntary. You don't have to do this project. If you know somebody that is a veteran, maybe a relative or a friend, maybe yourself is a veteran. Maybe you were in some kind of conflict. Because if you were in a conflict yourself, you could have somebody interview you yourself, for you, like your relative or friend could interview you. Of course, you can see here, it does say about transcript, but I'm kind of like not doing that anymore. So the only thing you really need to do is to complete a video or audio interview. So that's all I need. So I don't want a transcript of the interview. I do need a release form, of course, that you conducted it and they agreed to do the interview. Of course, this will be posted on my YouTube channel. You can actually go to my YouTube channel and look at some interviews that people have done. Some students have done it from the last couple semesters. And yeah, it is worth a lot of bonus points. 200 bonus points for the semester. If anybody's interested in this, email me about it. Let me know so I can sign you up for that. And if you're kind of worried about the the virus, kind of meeting with somebody, it's kind of why I'm doing StreamYard too, because like StreamYard could be used for actually this purpose if you want. It will be posted on YouTube. Yes, I think Coach just asked me a question about it. Looks like it. Coach Sanders, yeah, looks like you're asking me a question, private chat about it. But yes, it will be posted to YouTube. So yeah, you got to ask for their permission to do it, of course, before you can actually conduct it. So some veterans are kind of squeamish about doing it, because I guess of what happened in the war, and they're scared about talking about the conflict because it may have been so bad or whatever for them. So anyway, so let me go ahead and continue with the syllabus here. Now, yeah, the grading scale, we can see that grading scale is a 10-point scale. So 90% to 100, pretty much throughout the semester. And I'm not sure what the total points will be for the whole semester, but it'll probably be 2,000 points or more. It just depends on how many assignments we have during the semester overall. So I'll talk about that later. So we're not going to know that till the end of the semester, how many total points we have. Also, you'll notice on page 3 of the semester of the syllabus, plagiarism. Make sure you don't plagiarize, steal someone's work. That includes like information from the internet, books, other students. Make sure you do your own work. throughout the semester. There is a BRCC student handbook. Make sure you look at that for information on plagiarism. There's a blurb in there about safety in case you're on campus for some reason. Obviously, we're not on campus, but in case you got to go, you may have to wear a mask, if you go on campus. So remember that, to have a mask and so on. I think there's the number for campus police, I think in the syllabus is also mentioned as well. So just look at that. There's also this thing called BRCC Connect. I have that in the syllabus. I don't know if you see that or not. That's something that's important, like in case of emergencies with the school. So maybe there's a deal where they have a hurricane that happens. So you might want to sign up for that. So think about that. This semester we might get one. I don't know. I hate to say that, but I think they're predicting a higher above average hurricane season this year. So, hopefully we don't get one, but you never know. So just Google that. It should be on the BRCC webpage to sign up for that. There is stuff about student conduct. Obviously, we're not going to be in class, obviously, but, online, in case I see your face or whatever. You don't have to put your face on there, I guess, since I guess we're on YouTube or whatever, But I am streaming these like unlisted, so nobody else can come in, but I will make it public later, so you can go directly to my YouTube channel and go back and look at it. So during the semester, you can, go back and forth and, you can stop and start it whenever you want throughout the lecture. Remember, YouTube has closed captioning, so you can put the closed captioning on, which will give you kind of like a transcript of what I'm saying. I think I might try to put some stuff in the comment section, like maybe for certain topics that might be hard to spell. I'll try to do that for you if I can, also during the semester as I'm lecturing. But anyway, yeah, make sure you're dressed appropriately and things like that, I guess, during the semester. If you do come on campus for some reason, you may need a student ID, parking tag. Of course, like I said, probably a mask is the main thing you'll probably need. All right, moving on. Let's go on to the next page. Of course, page 4 is pretty important. Make sure you look at that one about the book report during the semester. And yeah, during the semester, of course, we've got the book report assignment. That, of course, is a mandatory assignment you're going to have to do for the semester. So I do have that book list I've got in modules and in the assignment that I've got posted in assignments. And, go ahead and decide in the first, I guess, 3 to 4 weeks, like what book you want to do from the book list. I've already had some people sign up already over the summer break. And so just email it to me, what book you want to do. There's, like I said, a limit. There's like 3 students per book to sign up for it. And I do give you directions about it. Make sure you don't use other books or sources for it. So you only should be, reading this book and writing about it. So make sure, you take some notes, important notes about it when, of course, you read that particular book you've picked. I've got directions for the research paper book report. It does have have to have a cover page. So make sure it has a cover page, double spaced, 12 font. Try to use italics. Minimum 3 pages in the length. That's just a minimum. So I would expect at least 3 to 5 pages. It's probably a length of the book report on average. Make sure you have a works cited page of your book that you, of course, read, which can be posted in the back of the paper. I prefer MLA, so use MLA for citations like the book. Also, you can use that for the cover page, like an MLA format cover page. for that. I do want some kind of review. I prefer you just give me like a book report, which is like a summary of what the author wrote about in the book. So like I said, do take notes. Like, you don't have to write everything down, that you read in the book, but, do kind of concentrate on the important features about the book that you've read. And I do kind of have some like questions in there about the criticism that you could ask, about the book itself. I think it's right here, but like, did you like the work? Would you recommend it to someone for reading? Or some positive, negative aspects of the work, or some positive, negative aspects of the author's style of writing on the subject. So yeah, just look at that. It could be anything, but it doesn't just have to be that. It could be any kind of question you've got about the book, author's style, or whatever that you can include in it. I'm not going to criticize you because you didn't like the book, maybe necessarily. Of course, if you don't like the book, let me know, and we can switch titles. So, don't read a book that you don't like. Just switch it and let me know about that. Don't require rough drafts, but throughout the semester, I can meet with students during the semester, either using Zoom or we can use StreamYard, one of the two, whichever one you want. And we can discuss the book. We can even throw it up on the screen, and we can talk about what's wrong with it or what needs to be fixed with it. So let me know if you need help with it. Just email me, and we can set up some kind of an appointment where we can meet about that. If you got a question about something, you can always email me. I'm pretty prompt with emails, answering them. So email me if you got a question, or if you got a question about the lectures, just like I said, send comments through YouTube, or ask me a question through YouTube. Okay, because you get bonus points for that. Let's see. There is a part on the bottom here, like just an outline you can see there, showing like what the order of the paper should be. Now I've got a due date already listed. You'll see. I think it's in November that I've got posted right now. Then I think everybody's kind of seen, some of you have already, about the student contract policy page. I think most of you have already looked at that already and emailed it to me. But I think I told you can either email me, make a copy of it, like with your phone or whatever, and just email it. Or like I said, the other thing you can do is we're in the digital age here. You can just email me and say you consent to it. I've been taking that as well. So either one is fine for that. I'm kind of using that for attendance along with the pre-test, for week 1. So make sure you send either one to me in the first week. Okay. Of course, it does go through different things in the semester. You got like attendance policies in there, which I told you most of the attendance is going to be based off of assignments. Because this, like I said, this is not a synchronous class. We're not, assigned at 10 o'clock or whatever. I'm just, recording these lectures. I thought I would try to do some streaming because it's easier to post lectures on, it's easier to post video on YouTube that way. You stream it instead of recording it and then uploading it, and that takes like more time. So it kind of cuts time in half, and then we can also interact somewhat also as well. Good way to Q&A, and things like that. And you can either, interact with me on here through StreamYard, or you can also on YouTube, either one. Or if you want to switch back and forth, one day, one day on StreamYard and the next day on YouTube, you can go back and forth. That's fine with me. But yeah, like I said, attendance is going to be taken based on assignment. So if you miss an assignment that week, or there's maybe 2 of them or whatever there is, you'll be absent for that week. Also, if you miss information about the class, of course, with lectures, that's the great thing about this being online on my YouTube channel. You can, go back. The lectures are on there. You can go back and review it. You can stop and start the video. It's got, closed captioning and things like that. You can also email students in the class, if you need help with something you missed, maybe. But you can also email me if you got a question about something. Maybe you want to form a study group with other students. That's a possibility as well. You might want to email the class through Canvas if you're interested in doing that as well. So you can use Zoom or some other form to maybe meet online if you want. I think StreamYard, the free version, you can only have like maybe just 5 or 6 people you can meet. The cool thing about StreamYard, though, is you can stream it to YouTube and you can record it. And you can then go back and look at it. So with Zoom, you have to record it and then upload it and put it on the YouTube channel, which is kind of complicated, but it's easier to do it that way. But you can use Zoom, you can use StreamYard, some of WebEx, whatever you want to meet with students if you want to form like a study group, or something like that. Now, if you get too many absences, of course, in the semester, I'll be taking attendance every week. You do have the option to drop my class. So make sure you do that drop form or whatever, probably online. And I don't do administrative drops. So make sure you know that for the semester. And of course, like I said, there's attendance participation points, which are worth 150 points for the semester. If you miss around half or more, you don't get any points for that. So I got to basically take that out. What else I got on the bottom? Oh, yeah, the student information form. If anybody wants to send that to me, you can. This is optional. If you want to send me that, just a little bit about yourself. You still can send it to me if you want. Just make a copy of it with your cell phone or something like that and email it to me. Just a little bit about yourself, what your major is, what do you like about history, what do you dislike about history, etc. Use Julius Caesar, as an example. He was actually a historian. Did you know that? Not just a dictator. He wrote like a couple books, believe it or not. On the back of the syllabus, you will notice there's a few other things. They got the military absence policy that they've got as well. If you want to look at that, I think it's on page 6. So if you want to, I don't know if anybody's in the military, but you're in the military and you have to be out for some reason. Maybe a hurricane comes and you've got to be involved with that, or there's a drill that weekend or week. There's a policy about that. There's also a form you got to fill out too as well. I guess to be excused. Pretty much for military, I'm pretty much open with them. So, yeah, just don't abuse it, but just I respect the military, and so stuff happens, that kind of thing. Now there's also a student athlete. I don't know if they're doing athletics this semester, so but there's a policy for that. I don't know if I think they might be canceling that because of the pandemic, but that's in the back of the syllabus, which is right there. So that's pretty much the syllabus for that. And if anybody has any questions about the syllabus, let me know. If anybody wants to ask me a question, they can. I don't know if anybody's interested in asking me. Anybody want to ask me a question? I don't know if anybody does. Everybody's muted. If you want to unmute yourself, you can. So nobody does. Let me see here. Down here. Well, I guess they have their mics muted. If anybody wants to ask me a question, you can. Anybody have a question?
No, sir.
No questions? No questions? Come on. All right. Well, trying to think. So nobody else on YouTube asked me a question about anything. I'm Trying to see if there's anything else I need to talk about. Yeah, there's a few other things we can talk about which are important for the semester. I'll kind of go through those real quick, and that'll probably be it. Let me see. Yeah, they have the academic calendar. So I'll show you that, which is right there. And yeah, you'll notice like certain events coming up. Of course, I guess we'll have I guess no classes Monday. I guess is what we'll have to do for that. And Savannah asked a question about the books still available. Nothing's taken yet so far. You wonder about the books for the book. Jared's got a question about the book. The book is called, of course, A History of World Societies. You'll notice it on page 1 of the syllabus. So it's posted there. You got a question about that. Now, so yeah, we do have a holiday coming up September 7th, so that won't be yet. I think that looks like that's in week, it looks like week 4, looks like this year. So week 4. First exam, of course, those are the topics I have listed. I haven't decided on a date for our first exam, but it will be in September. There is a due date for the first vocab. So, prehistory, ancient Mesopotamia, Egypt, those are the kind of topics. Maybe India will likely be on the first exam. Study guides, which you can find in modules. That is worth 10 bonus points if those are filled out and reviewed. We will be reviewing those, of course, during the semester when I have lectures. And those will be due when we have an exam week. Okay. Second key terms assignment. I don't have a due date. That has not been posted yet, but that'll be posted later. We'll have a due date. I'll show you later about that. Second exam topics: ancient China, Greece, Macedonia, the Romans. So that's pretty much the topics for our second exam that we'll have. Of course, study guides will be due that day as well. Midterms are October 5th to the 9th. Like I said, I don't have midterms, but there will be a makeup week for like assignments you've missed during the semester. So I'll probably send you an email out about that and remind you about that. But you will be allowed to make up assignments only in the first half semester. So just remember that about that. Fall break, October 8th to the 9th, Thursday, Friday. So that's the schedule for that in the academic calendar. So that is posted. Last day to withdraw from the class with a W is Friday, October 30th. Book reports, I think I've got listed November 10th, which is a Monday. That's what I've got. Thanksgiving holiday is, looks like November 25th to the 28th. So I guess there'll be no classes scheduled during that time overall. Final exam, final key terms assignment is usually scheduled on the last day of classes. Okay. Final exams, of course, you'll notice that, yeah, they've got the schedule November 30th to December 5th. Is the date for finals. Probably be done during that whole week, because we'll probably have a final exam that'll be like given over the whole entire week time of final exams. Also, the Veterans Project will be also due during that same time. Okay. Now, study guides, it's like Koja Sanders is asking me about study guides. Study guides will be due, of course, via email. So just email those to me. course, YouTube videos. Kelly's got a question about the YouTube videos. They'll be pretty much made public. They'll be up there pretty much, I guess, throughout the whole semester. So for you to review. So I'm not going to take them down until probably after the semester's over. So like this review of the syllabus today, I'm going to probably post it. And I know it's unlisted right now, but it'll be made public today after I finish. Also, there are other assignments too. Of course, in assignments, they've got the key terms assignment. I'll show you that real quick. Let me look at that and show you. That's in I don't know if I've showed you that or not, but that's in the assignments, that particular assignment. So make sure y'all start working on that this week. Like I said, you can either use your textbook or you can use sources that I've got on the bottom. I think I've listed some preferred secondary sources that you can use for that assignment, like the Ancient History Encyclopedia, Encyclopedia Britannica, Wikipedia, New World Encyclopedia, Dictionary.com, I guess for some terms maybe. Not really crazy about that one, but those are some you can use besides the textbook. So chapters 1 and 2 are going to be due in September. If you do finish early, just go ahead and email them to me, or you can put them in the speed grader. I'll grade them there. Okay, so I know I've got a due date on them, and you can turn them in early if you want to. Okay. So let me see what else we've got. Michaela's asking about StreamYard or YouTube. Hey, Michaela, it's optional. So either one, it's fine. If you want to switch back and forth, you can. So it's fine. So you put messages on, Michaela had one up there, not earlier. But yeah, if you put if you're in StreamYard, you cannot put one on YouTube. So I think Savannah had asked the question earlier. So only people on YouTube can comment, about something. And if you're in StreamYard, you can send a private chat. You can do that. Kind of like Zoom, same way. So what else I have to show you? There's not too much to show you left. Oh yeah, the list of sources. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. Let's see where it is, which is right here. But yeah, there should be a list of sources for the class. Take a look at that. I've got a bunch of them in there, but just go through and review it. Maybe research the books first. Don't just choose, title at random. So I would look through them first. Email me, like I said, if you decide what book you want to do. Some titles go fast, some don't. I know that mythology book's real popular by Edith Hamilton. I guess because it's been around a long time. And I think some students have already taken that one already, but I don't think it's taken yet fully. So maybe I'll allow 4 people on that one if it's that popular, So anyway, so yeah, that's on there. You can find that in modules, or you can go to the assignment in assignments as well. Also, I wanted to show you, where is it? Trying to find, the oral history guidelines, the project for that. That's, of course, been posted in modules. So take a look at that. Those that are interested in that project, like I said, email me about it. It does give you the directions for it. I don't need a transcript, like I said. I just need an audio or video lecture from you and the veteran. And as a release form, you can see here, excuse me. And so that has to be filled out. Now, I do have like oral history guidelines that are on the next page. Probably needs to be moved down. But can see it's got how to do it, just gives you some guidelines on how to do oral history. And then I think it does have on the bottom, if you go down here, it gives you sample interview questions that you can ask veterans, okay, depending on the conflict or whatever. This one's a good one from the Library of Congress, I believe. That's where it came from. They also have one for Vietnam veterans that I found. I've kind of developed it myself a little bit, but they have that one too. I think on the bottom there was one for World War II veterans. I don't know if it's hard to find a World War II veteran because most of them are dying off. I've actually got one on there that on YouTube. That's probably one of the best ones I've got, where this guy who was a World War II veteran did one. That one's pretty good, so check those out. And so trying to think if there's anything else. I'll show you one more thing, and that's it. Also, they do have the PowerPoint lectures I've got on YouTube as well. There's one in modules you'll see right now. Well, I had it up. Let's see if I can get it on there. There it is. But yeah, that first week, of course, starting on Wednesday, I have a lecture either at 10 or 1 o'clock, but you can optional to view. But I'll be first talking about mostly two topics, which are history. What is history? So, just be thinking about that. For Wednesday's class, what is history? What do they do with history? What exactly is it? What's the origins of history? Maybe look up who Herodotus is. We'll talk about Herodotus. And then also we'll talk about prehistory, because that's the topic we'll be talking about, which is, early human development, the early cultural periods of humans, like we'll talk about the Stone Age and the Middle Ages, all that during prehistory. And that's pretty much all we're doing Wednesday. So I think Wednesday will be one of our short lectures I'll have, and all that. So that can be found in modules, those PowerPoint lectures overall. Yes, of course, Michaela's asking a question about, they're going to be live streaming them, and of course they're being recorded and uploaded to YouTube simultaneously. So it's being recorded right now. So anyway, because we're streaming it basically. So anyway, also there's I should have shown you the bottom of it, but you'll notice they've got study guides and modules, but you will notice that I have put the study guides in the actual PowerPoints. So as I lecture, I'll go through the study guides. So I'll do that, kind of back and forth between it. But I have put them in the actual PowerPoints. It's something I did. So that's kind of an easy thing to do it that way. Okay. So does anybody else have any other questions? I think that's pretty much it for, talking about, my syllabus and use of Canvas. If anybody's got a question, let me know. Unmute your mic if you got a question. Anybody? So anybody have a question for me?
Sir.
No, sir? No? Anybody on YouTube have a question for me? I just wondered if anybody had a question or not. So nobody has a question. So on Wednesday's class, of course, like I said, we'll talk about, what is history, the background of history. I'll talk about Herodotus, the first historian. I might even show a little video clip on Herodotus, kind of a comical thing I think I've got. I'll show you that. And then I'll get into and talk about like prehistory and how the first early humans, got started and all that. Okay. Now, if anybody has any questions later, you can, comment on this, video on YouTube. Just send me a, comment through there. Like I said, I think you got the pre-test to complete and quizzes on Canvas. Contract policy page. Make sure you, send that to me, or just you can email me and say you consent to it overall. And I guess that's about it, for this session. Okay, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I said we'll have two optional times. 10 o'clock. I'll be on again on Wednesday. Or if you want to meet at 1 p.m., it's up to you. So you can either be on StreamYard or you can be on YouTube. So whichever you want to do. If you want to put your picture on YouTube, you can do that. I don't know if some people want to do that, but if you want to put your picture on there, you can. You do have to, I think that to change all that, you got to go through your Google account. Yeah, there's only an option of 10 in the studio at one time. So, but so I'll see y'all. That's it for this broadcast. I'll see y'all on Wednesday. So let me know if you got a question. Email me or send a comment through YouTube. So y'all take care. Be safe in the pandemic. So have a good day.